And bring in Anupam Chander, who's a professor of law and technology at Georgetown University. Welcome to you, sir. I'm curious as to how this actually works. It doesn't look like it's likely at the moment that the sale will go through, but let's just say that ByteDance does sell the US aspect of TikTok. How does that work? Does ByteDance have any say in the running of its own app in the future, or they effectively become two separate entities?
So it's a great question, and we don't know the details as yet. So we haven't seen whether or not the TikTok global app would be sold or just the TikTok US app would be sold. The problem with selling just the TikTok US app is that it's hard for TikTok American users then to speak with TikTok global users. So if you're a user in Turkey and Canada and Mexico and you want to speak with Americans, you have to use two different apps, and vice versa. So that is why this whole process has been very complicated. And so we don't know what it will end up meaning until we see the details of the proposed transaction.
If it's banned in the US, would users not just go around it using VPNs? Is that not the usual way to bypass these restrictions?
Yeah, and of course, China knows that better than anyone else because people use Facebook and Twitter or X, et cetera, in China via VPNs. But VPNs are really painful to use. And so if you've tried to use VPNs, which I have at various times, they're painful, they can be expensive. And so many users, I think most users, won't actually use VPNs. They'll either move to an alternative platform or they will stop doing this kind of short video use.
The US government was concerned that TikTok was basically being weaponized to pump in propaganda to manipulate people. But it's okay with a US company owning it. Does that mean that the US government's okay with its own citizens being manipulated and propagandized just as long as they're being propagandized by Americans?
Well, I think that's true. That's exactly right. I don't think that's. I think they're fine with the algorithm being curated as an American owner might prefer. Whether you think that's propaganda or not, however you want to label it. The reality is that the U.S. government told the Supreme Court that it had no evidence that China had ever manipulated the U.S. TikTok platform. So this is all purely speculation at this point, and really the Biden administration in defending this law argued that in the future, at some point, China might manipulate the app, and in particular might take information from the app and share it with the Chinese government.
Professor, that was a real pleasure. Some great insights. Thanks for coming on. Professor Anupam Chander is Professor of Law and Technology at Georgetown University. Thank you.
Thank you.